Alright, this is 5.7. Chapter 5.7, 5.7 is all about transformations of polynomials, which the rules for transformations are not changing. They will not change. If you are inside the parentheses, you are dealing with x values. Oh, x values. And everything you do is backwards. If it tells you to add, you subtract. If it says multiply, you divide. All sorts of that sort of stuff. If anything that's outside the parentheses deals with y values, so it goes up and down, values, and you do normal. Whatever it tells you to do, you do. It says add, you add. It says multiply, you multiply. All right, and then you have three types of things you can do. You can add or subtract, which is a shift. All right, and it either goes up, down, left, or right. So physically right. Shift up 2, shift down 5, whatever. If you multiply or divide, you either stretch, and they changed the word to us to shrink. Used to be compression, but now it's shrink for whatever reason. And that's fine. And because up and down, it goes both up and down, we're going to say it either goes in the vertical direction. Vertical, I think that's how you spell it. Or it's going to go left and right, which means it goes in the horizontal direction. And that is a Z, believe it or not. And the reason we say vertical horizontal is because it's going up and down at the same time. Horizontal, it's going left and right at the same time. And last but not least, if you multiply or divide by a negative, all right, it might just be a -1, so it doesn't stretch or shrink, but it does change the sign. This is a reflection. So you are either going to reflect across the y-axis or the x-axis. And remember, these are backwards. If it's inside, it affects x values. So if you're affecting x values, you're going left and right, which means you're going over the y-axis. So if it's inside the parentheses, it affects x, but it's going across the y-axis. If it is outside the parentheses, it goes up and down. All right, it affects the y values, so it's going up and down. So a negative on the outside goes across the x-axis. Yes, it affects the y values, but it goes across the x-axis. All right, that's our quick review. Let's keep going. Number 1. And we gave you all the points for these. All right, we want you to state the transformations. We want you to create a table of points, and then we want you to graph it. Okay? So, without further ado, if I start off with x cubed, and all I do is subtract 3 on the outside. Well, it's outside, and it's subtracting. So this is a shift. Need a pen. This is a shift. Down 3. So I need to subtract 3 from all my y values. So my x values stay the same. So -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. And I subtract 3 from all my y's. So -8 minus 2 is -8 minus 3. I'm sorry, is -11. -1 minus 3 is -4. 0 minus 3 is -3. 1 minus 3 is -2, and 8 minus 3 is 5. So I'm going to do it right here, and I'm going to count by 2's. Oop, grab the robot. Stop it. So I still got, this will be -3, this will be +3 just for my scale. This is going to be, so yeah, this will be 4, -4, this will be -8. This will be -12. So I'm counting by 2's on the up and down. So here we go. -2, -11. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11. It'll be right there. -1, -4. 0, -3. 1, -2. And 2, 5. You get something that looks like that. It is simply the same shape but shifted down. All right. Number 2. Number 2, we got 2 transformations going on. One on the inside and one on the outside. Remember, everything inside is x and backwards. So if we are adding 15 to the inside, we're actually going left. So this is a shift left 15. And we are going to shift everything on the outside is y up. And we do exactly what it says. So if it says plus, we're going to add. So instead of adding 15 to negative 2, we're going to subtract 15 to negative 2. So that's going to be a negative 2 minus 15 is negative 17. Negative 1 minus 15 is negative 16. Negative 15. Negative 14 and negative 13. Kind of a weird one to do, but whatever. And then we'll add 4. Negative 32 plus 4 is negative 30. Oh no, negative 28. Negative 1 plus 4 is positive 3. 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. And 32 plus 4 is 36. So we're going to have to show a little bit of creativity as far as how we draw this thing. So let's do this. I'm going to draw my axis all the way like that. So that'll be 0. I got to get all the way to 17, right? 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, that's 20. We'll do by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 8. That's be 16. And I got to get to 28, right? So 10, 20, 30. We'll make that 15. We'll make that 30. We'll make this negative 15. We'll make this negative 30, which makes this negative... Ooh. That's divided by 7, negative 37.5. Alright, so the H spot is 7.5. But whatever, we can handle it. So negative 17, negative 28. Negative 17, negative 28. 28 is just shy of negative 30, so we'll put it right there. Negative 16, 3. Well, that's just above the x-axis. Alright, negative 15, 4. Well, that's just above that one, but not by much. Negative 14, 5. Again, that's just above that one. Not a whole lot, but just a touch. And then negative 13, 36. So, negative 13, 36, that's going to be, each space is what, 7.5? So that'll be about there. And we get something that looks kind of like that. That would be our graph. Alright, number 3 and number 4. We actually have 3 things going on here. We're subtracting 2, therefore we are shift right 2, which means we need to add 2 to all our x values. And then we're multiplying by a negative 5. Now, we're multiplying by a negative. Here, give me just a second. Alright, so we're multiplying by 5, and it's on the outside, so it is vertical. It is a vertical. And if you multiply by 5, you're getting bigger, so it's a stretch by 5. And we got a negative on the outside, so remember when you multiply by a negative, that's a reflection. Across. And it's outside, so it goes up and down, so it goes across the x-axis. Okay, so those are my three things. So I'll start with the x one, just because I can. Instead of subtracting 2, I'm going to add 2. So this negative 2 plus 2 is 0. Negative 1 plus 2 is positive 1. 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. Alright? And this one, yeah, while it is 2, you can still just multiply by a negative 5. So 16 times negative 5 is negative 80. Which we're really going to have to scale this sucker. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. 0 times negative 5, well, that's still 0. 1 times negative 5, that's negative 5. And then negative 16 times negative 5, again, is negative 80. So we're not going above 0. So again, I'm going to put my x-axis all the way up here. And I'll put this. And left and right, we're only going to go to 4. Oh, I'm only going from 0 to 4, so I'm going to put this right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll use 2 for a spot. Alright, and then this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let's go by 10s. This makes this negative 80. So that's negative 40. That's negative 10. which makes that 10 spots right there. So here we go. 0, negative 80, right there. Which we also know that 4, negative 80 is way over there. We know that 2, 0 is right there. And then we got negative 1, which is just underneath. So this is a quartic. This is a fourth, a degree of 4. So this is going to come up, level off really fast, and then dive back down. And yes, it only has one turn. It only has one turn, and that's okay. Because remember, the degree only shows us the most amount of turns. All right, number 4. We're back to a cubic. Remember, everything inside is backwards. So with the 1/2, we are. If you remember, this is like saying divided by 2. Which, if you're dividing by 2, the opposite is multiplying by 2. So this is a horizontal stretch by 2. Alright, on the outside you're subtracting 4, so if you're subtracting, that's a shift. And you do it exactly what the outside says, so we're going to go down by 4. There's only 2 on this one. So we are going to multiply all the x values by 2, and we are going to subtract 4 from all the y values. So here we go. Negative 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Negative 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. That's still 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Pardon me. And then we're going to subtract 4 from all the y's. Negative 8 minus 4 is negative 12. Negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. Negative 4. 1 minus 4 is negative 3. 8 minus 4 is 4. So, we actually have a relatively rounded one. How many is up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're going to still have to go by 2s. So let's do this. No, let's scoot it up a little bit. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Perfect. So this is going to be negative 4, negative 8, and negative 12. This will be positive 4, and then we'll still do a normal scale. That's 2 right there. That's going to be 4 right there. Negative 2 and negative 4, sorry. Positive 2 and positive 4. So I'll just label real fast. Alright, so we got negative 4, negative 12. Negative 2, negative 5, so it's right there. 0, negative 4. 2, negative 3, and 4, 4. So we've got a graph that is like that. And I know because we changed the scale on all these, it's a little harder to do, but this one has stretched right and left a little bit. It's like somebody took a rubber band and stretched it out. All right, last 2. All right, number 5. Again, we got a quartic. We have a degree of 4. And we have a 1/8 on the outside and a negative on the inside. So remember, when we multiply by a negative, that is a reflection. So we're going to reflect across. And the inside affects the x values. So when I flip the x values, it goes left and right. So it's going to go across the y axis. Yes, it affects the x's. But by affecting the x's, we go across the y. And the 1/8 is on the outside, so it is going to shrink. Because when you divide by 8, you get smaller. S-H-R-I-N-K-O. It is actually a vertical. Sorry. Vertical shrink by 8. Because we're dividing by 8. So here we go. We have to flip the signs of all the x's, so multiply them all by negative 1. So this becomes a positive 2, a positive 1, a 0, a negative 1, a negative 2. And we have to divide all the y's by 8. So 16 divided by 2 is 2. 16 divided by 8 is 2, I'm sorry. 1 divided by 8 is 1/8. 0 divided by 8 is still 0. That's still a 1/8. And then 16 divided by 8 is, again, 2. So 1/8. Yeah, we're going to have fun with that one. So let's graph this. So let's do 1, 2. We'll make this by 2s. Make this -2. Alright, and then, same idea. I will make it fully to scale. Why not? -2, +2. We'll make it standard straight. So here we go. We've got 2, 2. We've got 1 and 1/8, so that's just barely above the x-axis right there. Because this would be 1/2, that would be 1/8. So that's 1, that's 1/2, that's 1/4, that's 1/8. 0, 0 still. 1, 1, -2, -1, 1/8, I'm sorry. And 2, -2, 2. So we get a graph that looks kind of like that. There we go. I have no idea what my son's listening to over there. If you can hear it through the radio, through this. Anyways, and there you go. Last one in the group. So we got an x minus 3 on the inside. So since we're subtracting 3 on the inside, we're really going left. So we're going to shift left 3, and then we are adding 15 on the outside. So we are shifting up 15. We do exactly what it says. Da, 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 da. So here we go. Subtract 3 from my x's, or add 3 to my x's. I'm sorry. -2 plus 3 is 1. -1 plus 3 is 2. 0 plus 3 is 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 plus 3 is 5. Then we're going to add 15. -32 plus 15 is -17. -1 plus 15 is is positive 14. 15, 16, and 32 plus 15, that's what, 47? Yep, 47. Which we're going to end up scaling this to where you really can't see it as much, but whatever. Let's do like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2. No, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do them normal. And then we'll do by 20s, by 10s. So that's -20. That's -10. And that's positive 10. 20. Nope. 20, 30. No, we can't do that. We have to do them by 10s. That's -20. That's 20. That's 40. And that's 60. So we have to do each spot's a 10. So, here we go. 1, -17. So -17 is just shy of -20. Put it right about there. So if that's -10, that's 15. Yeah. The next one is 214. So about halfway between 10 and 20. 315. Well, 15 is just above the 14. 16 is just above the 15. And 547, which, sorry if I wrote that wrong, that's supposed to be a 5. 47 is, well, that's 50, that's 45. 47 is just above that. And you get a line that looks kind of like a lightning bolt. Alright, and there you are.